All right, everybody. How you doing? Happy Saturday. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here. Hopefully it's a beautiful day where you're at as well. And it just is what it is. 21st of May. We're just having a wonderful time. We got a lot of snow here in Colorado, Keystone, Colorado, where Elka and I live. And then we also have a lot of snow up there at Snow Basin. Actually tried to go out there skiing today, but it was completely packed. 4-mile traffic jam trying to get up there. Anyhow, what I want to come on today and talk about, and this is a little bit more educational, if you will, but I wanted to talk about CBD, but why don't people take CBD? I mean, I didn't take CBD until I was informed and educated on how important and vital it is for the body. And so maybe you're like that. Maybe you just don't know why, people are taking CBD, what all the hype is around CBD. Maybe you're like, well, I'm healthy. I don't need to take CBD. And that may be true. But then again, maybe it's not. And maybe it's not because it's a lack of education and a little bit of understanding. So I came up with a list of about 6 or 7 things of why I believe people don't take CBD. And hopefully maybe by the end of this, you will want to, and then you will, want to either buy it from us, go out and buy it from a gas station if you want, but CBD is important. But you'll also understand a little bit better why you want to be buying it from us. The very best CBD product that is absolutely out there in the marketplace is our Sealy Swish. And I'm going to explain a little bit why, but that is not the main intent of this. The main intent of this live is for you to understand the importance of CBD. And as you're coming on, if you want to shout out that you're watching live and where you're watching from, that'd be great. If you're watching the replay, #replay, and you can still share where you're watching it from. We'd love to hear that. Also, if you want to share if you're already taking a CBD product or not taking a CBD product, be more than happy to hear your story on that and the results. We're going to cover a little bit of that as well. The very first thing then is people just simply don't know what it is, right? And understand that CBD has been used as a therapeutic powerhouse for thousands of years. In fact, it was used by medical professionals here in the United States to treat and cure all different kinds of illnesses and diseases up until 1937. And in 1937, the government stepped in. Now, there's lots of different theories and reasons why. There's probably multiple, and it's a combination of things. Doesn't matter for the sake of this discussion. All we know is that in 1937, the government said no more CBD, no more hemp growing. In fact, before that, if you weren't growing hemp, you were kind of in trouble because it was such a vital nutrient and used for fiber and everything else, right? 1937, no more. And so not only were human beings deprived of CBD, but then you also had people that are the animals are no longer eating the hemp product. Now, understand, we all have what's called an endocannabinoid system. CBD works with our body. We already produce cannabinoids in our body, and I'm going to cover that here in just a little bit. So it's really important for us. And well, it's important for the animals too. And all of a sudden now the United States government deems it not worthy of ingesting, which is absolutely ludicrous because it is absolutely important for the body. And as you go through and listen, stay on this live until the end, you're going to understand exactly why it is so important for the body. But as you can see, they've been used for therapeutic powerhouses. They help in so many different ways. They have so many vital nutrients for the body as well. So that's the first thing. What is it? Right? It is a natural occurring herb, if you will, a plant within the ecosystem. All right. We're talking about from the hemp plant. There's 2 different types of plants out there. There's the marijuana plant, which is super high in THC. Now, THC is what gets you high. And as you're going to learn, we have 0 THC in any of our products, okay? 0, and not even a trace. And we're not extracting, for people who understand that in the CBD world. Our plants are actually grown without the THC, so we're not extracting, right? And the other thing is, because it's so naturally occurring, it is something I would say that from God, right? It's from Mother Earth to help our bodies work even better. So let me bring down that slide. And, the next thing I got down here is people think it's a drug. Well, it's not a drug, right? THC would lump it into a drug. plants from the marijuana plant, or if you're smoking, and get high and stuff like that, that's psychotropic. We have none of that, right? That's THC. That's the drug aspect of marijuana. Now we're talking primarily about the hemp plant. And the hemp plant has lower amounts of THC naturally. And as I already mentioned, our plants are grown without any THC whatsoever. So we're not even extracting. So the hemp plant has far larger amounts of CBD, as well as the CBG and all the other different cannabinoids than a marijuana plant would be. So when we're talking CBD, we're talking primarily getting it from the hemp plant now that hemp is completely legalized throughout the United States. You can grow it, you can harvest it, you can produce it into a nutritional supplement, and so it's totally legal throughout the entire United States. So again, let us know if you're already taking a CBD product. If you are, what you've noticed from it. Why did you start taking it? These are all kinds of things that may help somebody else that's not currently taking it, right? The title of this is Why Aren't People Taking a CBD Product? And sometimes they just think it's a drug. And I will tell you, we run into that a lot here. I can't take that. I'm not going to, it's a drug. Well, it's not a drug. And again, we have zero traces of THC in our products whatsoever. Understand, I was an airline pilot, right? I flew for Southwest Airlines for 13 years before retiring early because of Sealy by Design. So if you'd like to retire early from your job, or you'd like to make some extra money, message me after this and I'll be happy to explain how I did that and do it for you maybe as well. But I had no problems with drug testing. We have other airline pilots, flight attendants, we have first responders. All these people get drug tested, no problems. Again, we have zero THC. The other thing about our product is we have a stamp right here. It's that white circle. It says GMP in the middle of it. That's CGMP. That is a FDA regulated program. And that means that everything that's on our label is exactly what's in the bottle. Nothing, there's no chance of THC in here because on our label, it says zero THC. So the government says it's THC free. It's THC free. All right. And it also allows you as a customer or as a product user to know that every time you take a swig, a dose of this, that you're getting exactly the same ingredients every single time. And why is that significant? Because this is maybe another reason I don't have it written down, but I just thought of it, is there was a lot of product labeling issues in the CBD world. In other words, people were putting allowing higher amounts of THC in their CBD products. Why? Because most companies, almost all of them, have to extract the THC from the CBD. The other thing that happened is when they finally made it legalized again, they could grow hemp. You could sell CBD, but you could not grow hemp. So where were they getting the CBD from? They were getting that from the THC or from the marijuana plants, which had high levels of THC. So you had to extract the THC out of the harvest. Well, that cost a lot of money to do. Now, the legal amount was 0.3% THC. So they were mislabeling it, saying they had 0.3% THC, but they had a lot larger amounts of it. So all these people started taking CBD oils, and out of these tincture bottles, which I had one here, out of these little tincture bottles like this, and they're busting drug tests. All right. People are busting their drug tests. In fact, Southwest Airlines still has a policy that says do not take CBD. And the reason is because if you bust a drug test because you're taking a CBD oil, there's no repercussion. You're showing THC in your system. That's enough for termination. So it takes a lot of educating to help people understand why you can take this CBD product, even if you are, like with Southwest Airlines, for instance, where I went through their entire drug and alcohol policies. There was nothing in there that said you cannot take CBD. It was just that if you bust a drug test for THC, then you're screwed, right? So because we know that we have zero THC, and I actually did my own drug tests on the outside just to make sure. I've had a lot of people do that as well. They posted it up there on their Facebook Lives. Trust me, we have zero THC, so you don't have to worry about drug testing with our product. If it's a religious thing or a spiritual thing, why you wouldn't take a drug, again, you're not doing that here with our product of Sealy Swish. So you don't have to worry about that. We have zero THC. The next thing that I had on here is don't know how it works with the body. And this is probably the most significant part of this live. So don't tune out yet. Please stay to the end. And so you can really truly understand how this all works. Now, what you see here is not just the endocannabinoid system, right? Endo meaning with internal, cannabinoid, that's because we're producing CBDs. Now I got another slide that's going to kind of show that. What this slide is showing is that just like you have a nervous system or a cardiovascular system, endocrine system, your exocrine system, your reproductive system, digestive system, lymphatic, renal, muscle, skeletal, sensory, respiratory, all these different systems, your endocannabinoid system is just another one of those systems. What's different? The doctors don't know about it. Your medically trained Western doctors are clueless for the most part. Now they're getting more educated, but for the most part, they have no clue that your body contains an endocannabinoid system. Now get this. Isn't that funny? Because the endocannabinoid system is the largest network in your body. Understand this. You have approximately, I'm going to round off the numbers for simple math. You have about 40 trillion cells that make up the human body. Each one of those cells has 34 CBD receptors already on it. So you multiply 40 trillion times 34 and you get an astronomical number. You can't even wrap the conscious mind around it. And that is the extent of how large and massive this endocannabinoid system. Now understand, it says here in a little fine print, you probably can't read that. The endocannabinoid system, I think, was founded like around 1967. So it says in here in the 60s and 70s. All right, they started doing research. They're like, why does the products from the marijuana or hemp plant have an effect on the body? And that led to the discovery of the endocannabinoid system. It's still not in medical textbooks, and medical doctors don't know about it. So they don't know anything about CBD. They just think it's probably another one of these fluke things, but it's not. Look at all the different things that they now know the endocannabinoid system affects. Motivation and reward, thermal regulation. I have got a personal testimony on that. I used to sleep at night and be ice cold. Literally, I could get up from the bed after being there for 4, 5, 6 hours, and you could not tell a human body was laying there. Incredible. Stress response, metabolism. We've had people get on our Swish product, lose 40, 60, 70 pounds, right? Because it agreed with their body. They got their endocannabinoid system working properly and they started losing weight. Or for whatever reason, they got on our product and they started losing it. It affects your appetite, your mood. Huge. Pain, another big one, right? Chronic inflammation down here is huge, and it affects so many different aspects of the body. Energy. This is another big one that people recognize by getting on our Swish. All of a sudden, they got more energy. One of the things I noticed right away, and I don't even see it listed here, was better focus and a lifting of the brain fog. Right. This is another common that people notice. Common response people notice when they get on our product. Overall sensation, and then muscle control as well. So the endocannabinoid system is absolutely vital to the human body. Now, as I mentioned, all right, so you've got about 40 trillion cells. You've got 34 receptors on every single one of those cells. And it's because your body is already naturally producing cannabinoids to work with that endocannabinoid system. And you have two of them, and we're just going to keep the name simple here, CB1 and CB2. And CB1 is primarily for the brain and central nervous system, and to a lesser extent, the other tissues. CB2 receptors are mostly in the peripheral organs, especially cells associated with the immune system. Look at CB1, appetite, immune cells, motor activity, motor coordination, pain perception, short-term memory, and thinking. I can't, I'm not making any kind of medical claims here whatsoever, but I can tell you that I have had maybe one cold since I've been on this product for 3 years. Why is that significant? Because I used to get pneumonia or bronchitis twice a year for over 30 years. Twice a year, not to mention other head colds. So I know for a fact that by being on this swish, it has really helped my immune system. Now, when you get to the CB2 receptors, and these are the natural ones that are produced by the body, right? By the human body already. You get your whatever that is, adipose tissue, bone. In fact, we've got CBD and CBG in here, and a chemist friend of mine told me that CBG is one of the best things you can do for the health of your bones. And we have CBG in our product. The central nervous system, the cardiovascular system, your eyes. We've had people's vision that got better. The overall gut. We've had people IBS, irritable bowel system syndrome, that have noticed significant improvement. I used to have all kinds of issues as well, gastritis and different things like that, and that is completely under control now. The immune system, again, your kidneys, liver, pancreas, reproductive system, respiratory tract, skeletal muscle, skin, and tumors. All right. Again, not making any medical claims. So why is all of this so significant? Again, go back to the title of this live. Why don't people take or use CBD? And I'm telling you, it's a lack of education, because if you truly understood the full value that CBD is for the body, you'd be like, where can I get the very best on the market? I mean, you can go to your local gas station, go pick up a CBD thing that they got there and pay $40, and you're getting garbage. If you really want to get a quality CBD oil, you're taking $80 to $100, even more, $150, right? But with ours, there's a major difference when you take ours. First of all, and that's down here. Let me go. I already kind of covered why, one of the reasons why people don't take CBD is because the doctors aren't on board. That's my next bullet here. So the doctors aren't. They don't have a clue what this is all about, and they don't take the time to educate themselves and to learn, right? I did a lot of self-educating on this, and then got in tune with doctors that are on board, that do understand the significance of CBD for the body, and that just solidified all the research that I had done on my own as well. So doctors not being on board is probably another one. So the next one that I had on there is you can use a CBD oil, and this is how it was first introduced to the public. Is by what they would do is they would take the CBD, they would harvest the CBD, and then they would wrap it in fats and oils. And the reason why they have to do that is to make sure that the CBD gets all the way down to the digestive system, so that the digestive system can start breaking down the CBD so that it can be absorbed by all those cells, right? Again, remember, you have 40 trillion cells. Every single one of those cells has 34 CBD receptors already on there. But for those CBD receptors to be able to take in that CBD, the digestive system, especially the liver, needs to break that all down. Now, there's a couple challenges with that. First of all, it's going to mix with any other medications you're taking. There are known side effects with CBD and other medications, and even too much ibuprofen and too much CBD can lower the blood pressure to dangerous levels. There's reports out there about damage to the liver from taking too much CBD oil. So again, but that's how this has been mostly available for us in the marketplace. And then you enter in what we did. And what the owners of the company did is they got a hold of these 4 scientists with a collection of 9 PhDs, some really, really smart folks. And they struck a deal. We've got the proprietary rights to their technology. And what they do is they first nanosize the CBD down to less than 10 nanometers, and then they encapsulate it within water clusters. Now, nobody else in the world, understand, nobody else in the entire world, whether in nutritionals or the CBD marketplace, is doing what we are doing with the CBD and our nutritionals, because they don't have the technology. This is called aquaceutical nanotechnology. It's written right across the top of the bottle. I don't know if you can see that. That's okay. It's called aquaceutical nanotechnology. And this is so significant. What it allows for, the way you take this, you unscrew the black cap. It's a measured dose, about a teaspoon. You fill it up with the delicious water. You put it in your mouth, and then you swish it around for a full minute. And the reason why you're swishing it, and that's the name of the product, Swish, the reason why you're swishing it is you're getting 99% absorption in just 1 minute. And in 5 minutes, now get this, okay? If you're coming in late, that's great, but still, listen to this. Why do we differ from everybody else on the market, your typical tincture versus us? In 5 minutes, we surmise there is enough CBD and CBG to not just go to all 40 trillion cells in your body, but to every single one of those CBD receptors on every one of those cells. 40 trillion times 34 is a very large number. And that is enough there are enough particles in this little capful, 1 teaspoon, to go to all of that and directly in just 5 minutes. And what does that mean to you? You're going to get the result. So the next bullet I have on here is that they've tried it. Oh, this tastes nasty, by the way, the oils. All right. But maybe you've tried a CBD product and you didn't notice any difference. The biggest challenge for that is with a typical CBD oil, you're only getting about 10, maybe 15% absorption. Now, there's others out there that are going to advertise as nano, but they're not true nano, certainly not like what we are doing. And the reason is they break it down. They only get down to about 80, maybe I've seen some down to 50, but they still have to wrap it in the fat and oil and it reagglomerates. So by the time you actually are getting it, it's all bigger again. All right. The other thing is the cells can only absorb between 60 to 80. So if they're only getting it down to 80, it's not truly nano-sized. We're going down to less than 10, right? For that instant absorption. So when you have tried a CBD oil before and you didn't notice anything. And the reason is it's not because the CBD doesn't work. It's because your body wasn't absorbing it, especially if you're getting a lower grade CBD, you're not taking enough of it. Understand that to get a good amount of CBD oil, you're going to be spending $150 a month. And that is just so the body can start feeling the effects. That's why, especially if you're buying a lower grade CBD oil, you're not going to feel, more than likely not going to feel the effect. With this, again, there is enough absorption happening that within 5 minutes going directly to all your cells, the SMIs, right? To go to all your cells and all those CBD receptors on all your cells. And then the last one I got is they don't want to spend the money. And I totally get that. They don't understand the value, what they're getting for their money, first of all. And that goes back to the education thing, the first part of this live. And the next thing is they just don't want to spend the money on an ongoing basis. Hey, man, I can't even afford to put gas in the car right now, right? Or put groceries. We were talking with a guy over, a contractor that was over at our house this past week. And he said, he goes, him and his son go through like 4 gallons of milk a week. And it's now over $5 a gallon. So I get it, but understand also what is life if you don't have your health? I think COVID was a huge awakening for a lot of people. You go through your daily life, especially when you're younger, you're bulletproof. Nothing else is going to bother you. You don't worry about that. That's later when I'm older. Well, now I'm older, right? But I don't have to worry about that now. I'll worry about that when I'm older, I can get by. Now I'm young. I don't need all those supplements and stuff. Again, understand with this knowledge now that you have the importance of CBD for the body. You absolutely do need it. And it will help prevent or may help curve issues later on down in your lifetime, right? And I don't want to get into too much of that because you got to be careful of the medical claims. You can do your own research online. Go look at different medical sites. Was CBD, oh man, gosh, I can't remember the name. There's one that's a .org and it's a fantastic site. Maybe I'll drop it in the comments if I can think of it. So people don't want to spend the money on a routine basis, but what if you don't have your health? Like I was saying, COVID was a huge awakening for a lot of people that, oh my God, I got COVID. We all probably, I know we did, I'm sure you did, either a family member or friends who passed contracting COVID and they didn't make it, right? So what is it if you don't have your health? Why would you not want to be running your body at optimum health all the time? I'm 59 years old. All right. I get out there and I ski every day. I'm now back to running every day. I'm working out at least once a day in some way, whether it's lifting on my tonal machine or running or skiing. I'm doing something. I'm out there biking. And now when summer comes, I'll be out there hiking. I want to be able to enjoy life. You can live older, but if you don't have a quality of life as you're aging, what good is it? And the time to get started on that is right now. And I don't care if you're a teenager or, 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. My mom is 92 and she's still live and kicking, and she's been on our product for 3 years now. And I can tell you, I absolutely 100% believe from the bottom of my heart, she's alive today and doing as well as she is because she's been on this swish for the past 3 years. So don't want to spend the money. Now, I already mentioned a good tincture oil out there, a good one that's going to actually get you the CBD that you may notice a difference with is going to be about $100 to $150. If you're spending less than that, I'm telling you, you're just not getting enough CBD into your system. All right. With ours, you can get this as low as $50 a month. And on top of that, we're going to send you, or the company's going to send you a free product every single month. Now, retail, this is $72.50. The sprays are $25. So that's $300 a year. And I've got a lot of customers that are just happy being customers, getting this product every month, main swish, and then supplementing it with one of our sprays, a $25 product, and they get it for free. Now, if you join us as a member, this is only $50, but we still give you a free spray every single month. So you can't go away. You can't go wrong. And now here's the other thing. I don't have it on here, but there's a list of ingredients. We have over 54 trace and macro minerals. I should have had that. Maybe I do have it ready to go. Let me just take a look real quick. I might have that because that is really a significant. Oh, there it is. All right. So this is a total list of ingredients that are in our product. This is not just CBD. It's CBD and CBG. It is a adaptogen, nootropic, and wellness blend. MSM, boswellia, curcumin, cordylis, sarsaparilla, ashwagandha, resveratrol. I just posted, or I have a recording that talks about the significance of MSM in the body. I was blown away by it. Did you know that it's the third largest element in your body? And so if you're not supplementing that with something, you're doing your body a disservice, just like with the CBD and the endocannabinoid system, right? The MSM is huge for the body. And now the way you can go out there and buy MSM, but the way that it's processed, it deteriorates the quality of the MSM. We do not do that with our MSM. This is the purest form of MSM that you can possibly get in the marketplace. And again, 99% absorption. So you're getting basically 100% of your money's worth when you take our supplement. So you see it's a mineral blend, glycobiological blend, mitochondrial blend. I'm still covering, people think it's too expensive. All right. Think about all those ingredients. What would you spend if you were really concerned about your health to get those minerals and all that other stuff? It's still only getting anywhere from 3 to 10% absorption of your money. How much would you have to spend? I can tell you it'd probably be over $1,000. Even just in our sprays, I've done a couple little webinars on these sprays and the ingredients in there, and it comes out to about $400 or $500 if you're going to do that on a monthly basis. And it doesn't have everything that this has, right? So it's huge. So people say they can't afford it. How can you afford not to? At $50 a month, are you kidding me? You cut out all your other supplements. You don't need to be taking a vitamin pill. Maybe you're spending 20, 30 bucks on a vitamin pill that you're only getting about 10% absorption. Most of that is going down the toilet, right? You can research that as well. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. I encourage you to. You could be taking a mineral supplement, 3%, maybe 5%. And it's because the particle sizes are so large and the digestive system has to break it down, which is also stress on the body. Again, we have all this nano-sized for that instant absorption, so you don't have to do that. Your body doesn't have to do that. We're relieving the body of the stress of having to break it down. We've got it all there. It's going directly to your cells for $50 a month. Or if you just want to be a customer, $72.50, and you get that free spray. And that's, again, the last bullet I had is what makes ours different. I've kind of covered all that throughout this live. So I really encourage you to message myself, message Elka. If you're looking at this through somebody else that's already a member in Sealy by Design, get with them. But message Elka or I and let us help you understand this even at a deeper level if that's what you need. If you're just ready to start feeling better and you don't care about all this technical and knowledge stuff, but you just want to feel better, message us. Let's get the product on the way. You'll have it by Wednesday next week if you get with us this weekend. So I really encourage you to do that. If you're confused, or if any of this confused you, or you want to share this with a loved one, maybe your spouse or something, to help them get on board, so you guys can both be on board. We have different ways to get started with us, where you can get the products cheaper and cheaper. If that's in what you would like to do, message us. Let's help get you started. I'm so excited to have been able to share this with you. And if you are getting started with us, I want to be the first to welcome you to Sealy by Design. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.